Yeah, if y'all don't know what time it is, I got my hoodie on and I got my hood up. It's dark J Merciful time. Simple. We reacting to Korean comic by Zootopia 2 explained by an Asian. Let's get it.
With that fox
Wait, hold
Nick.
on. They got a Spider-Man version. Spider-Man explained by an Asian. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. We're gonna have to react to that one next. I ain't gonna lie. That shit look mad funny.
Do not intermix with other animals or your kid will get rabies.
I just hope you're using protection. Okay, this is inappropriate. If he wanted to, he would. Oh.
Solved one case and think you're top shit. Think someone's just mad they got nostrils bigger than their own eyes. Are your chopped jeans from your mama? The movie begins by telling us a quick recap of the first film, how a nerdy Karen Sheep got exposed with her own recording confessing her crimes. So she ends up going to jail, but Brooks.
Yo, bro, have y'all noticed that Disney been making their characters like slim thick and everything? Like it's not even just Disney though. It's Cartoon Network. I think they got a new show coming out and they characters looking a little slim thick. It's like the bodies is being way more adulterated. Like it ain't no like flat, you know, plank backboard booties and none of like that. No, like these characters they got ass. They giving these characters ass right in front of your face, cartoon ass.
Terra Goofy when crashing out. Giving off the let me speak to your manager vibes.
Then Judy gives Nick the recording pen as a gift for solving the first case and becoming a cop, and in the group photo we can clearly see that they don't like this duo. And I'm surprised there aren't more pigs playing as cops in Zootopia. And the film tells us more about the weather wolves in Zootopia,
Ain't that a hippo?
how it allows all animals to live freely without feeling too hot or too cold. And the new mayor is a horse on steroids.
I like abusing you.
The next morning, we see Nick and Judy getting ready for work, and ain't no way she wakes up to work that happy every morning. Either she hasn't worked enough or is just being hella performative. And is Nick brushing his teeth with his hairbrush?
Ew.
Now we're introduced to new NPC co-workers like the Zebros, and what in the Nickelodeon Zack and Cody Justin Bieber haircut is that? On a zebra? And Nick and Judy ignores the chief's orders and goes to solve the
I ain't
case
gonna lie, the zebra look like MG Kelly.
themselves.
Excuse me, furry baiters. Fox and Bunny? Okay.
Initially, I saw her as food.
So why didn't you eat her?
Why kill when you can goon? And dude's just looking like, what in the hell? The Nick uses the
Emotional manipulation.
to get this dude distracted long enough so they can find evidence against him that he's been smuggling illegal shit.
Like a sambuti hoinya.
But the plan backfires as he finds out they the feds and drives off.
Out my way, Bunny.
And Judy makes this face that says, I'm about to ruin this chopped pig's life, and just steals his car. And during the car chase, we see Judy deadass arching her back as she drives. Yo, who the hell drives like this? Who drives like this? You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does Disney know what a demon arch look like? Y'all ever heard of a demon arch? Y'all ever heard of girls with a demon arch? And Disney know about that. Y'all see what people get in that? See, my mind already fucked up. As a kid, I already got indoctrinated into that shit. I found the sex tapes. I found the porno DVDs. I plugged that bitch in. I watched it. That's probably why I'm so fucked up that I fucked up the way I am now. Niggas was watching porn at 5. So just imagine. This is light. Of course, this is lighter. This is not the actual thing. But just imagine kids, looking at this. And it's already in the culture. Like, kids is already way too advanced when it come to sexual shit. Y'all know the saying history repeats itself? History will never stop repeating itself. I don't care who tells you what. Listen, it could be somebody today that could be another Gandhi. It could be somebody today that could become another Mandela. It could be somebody today that could be another Malcolm X or another Martin Luther King. It will only be temporary. And I don't care even if this time the person don't get assassinated. And they live throughout their whole life rebelling and becoming a spokesperson and becoming a leader for the planet Earth. Once he dead, everything gonna resort right back to where it was. Because that's a lot of work. People don't want to pick that mantle up. Or it's not even just, it's a lot of work. It doesn't matter what you want to say. People now more than ever want to be human. And what is that? That's sin. That's falling into the, I want to drink, do drugs, smoke, have sex with everybody. It's just that simple. And I ain't no saint. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect at all. I actually view myself as probably one of the most terrible people on this planet. Of course, I have my reasons to. Other people would think different, but I may think that way because that's just me. That's just who I think I am internally. It don't matter what anybody else say to me. But of course, with internal of course with clarity, and when it comes to being able to realize, and when it comes with seeking within, and recognizing who you are internally, comes with change. So if I recognize that I may be, man, I'm fucked up, I'm terrible, with that recognition, it naturally comes along change, because I don't want to be this way forever. I want to grow. So if you want to grow, naturally you're going to change. So yeah, I may be who I am. It may be a real dark character inside of me. But along with that dark character that I harbor, also it comes change that I'm also trying to implement as well. And I'm trying to add on, I'm trying to add on. So while I'm dark at the same time, I'm trying to gain light. While I'm dark at the same time, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to be better. Maybe I might go to one of these local churches and ask them if I could join, and I'll come through every Sunday, do some praying, maybe do a little Bible study. Who knows if I have free time? So you get what I'm saying? So with comes the realization of your darkness and who you are internally, also you will find change. But that's of course if you only willing to. I've always been willing to change. It's just who I am is just too strong. So I've always reverted. But that doesn't mean that I stop. Because you can always overcome. So that's why still to this day, I'm trying to make sure that I change as much as possible, and I can. Now, of course, I'm going to stumble, but I can find that change. So, yeah, history repeats itself. And the reason why history repeats itself is because the idea of growing to be better is always less entertaining and rewarding than the idea of staying the same to get the same pleasures you've been getting being in that same position that you've already experienced being in. That is why history keeps repeating itself. Because what usually feels good is more consistent, it's more repetitive. You can get trapped in a cycle. What doesn't feel good and what you must change, it's just too nuanced. You always got to do something. It's never satisfactory because it's not the same thing you're experiencing. You got to get uncomfortable. You have to feel different in different environments, different settings, different people. You have to say different things. You have to learn different things. None of this stuff is satisfactory. This stuff takes time, work, stress. It takes ethic. It takes grit. It takes a grind, a hustle. So that's why most people don't like change, because change don't feel good, because it's a lot that you must change. All of us is so fucked up, and there's so many levels to how much we have to change because we dug so deep into the darkness. It don't feel good when you change. It's a lot of weight to lift. It's a lot of effort to put in, and people are not ready for that. That's why people rather stay the same who they are, because it's more satisfying, because they're already used to that comfortability of pleasure. They can't see the pleasure that they'll get on the other end if they were to change themselves. I struggle with this too. But the difference between me and a lot of other people, and the difference between you and a lot of other people, people that want to change, you're actually still trying. Keyword, trying.
I mean, I know how to drive, but I'm telling you, you're never gonna see me on the road drive. You know what I mean? And earlier, there's a shot specifically focusing on her body, and now it's her arching her back as she drives. It just feels like this film is trying to please the 40s. Then we see the ship become the transgender, and we learn Judy's a bad driver. And speaking of bad drivers, this dude gets knocked out, and Judy goes, "I'm bored, you take over." No. So Judy takes over the smuggler's car and then crashes it into a statue. Oh, such great driving. Then the Z-Bros takes the smuggler so they can get all the credit, as Judy makes faces that will make the 40s happy. And we see a glimpse of a snake while Judy finds snakeskin. Now, snakes are banned in Zootopia because of some incident wrong ago. And as Judy watches a podcast, this film is acknowledging that listening to podcasts and content creators are the new form of consuming information instead of mainstream media. Anyway,
My guy got 2 likes.
if Bogo not happy. The reason I didn't listen to you is because I didn't want to. Like, look at the evidence I collect when I don't listen. Slay. So Nick and Judy obviously get in trouble for damaging the city, but Judy keeps being defensive and is convinced she didn't do anything wrong. Solved one case and think you're top shit. Think someone's just mad they got nostrils bigger than their own eyes. Are your chopped jeans from your mama? So Nick rage baits and they get a cortisol spike, and Bogo tells Judy that she pretty much lost aura today and that any bunny that looked up to her must have felt like she did a disservice to them. And because of today's actions, people are now questioning if Nick and Judy can be a good team, so they're placed into some couples therapy class for cops. And Bogo says if they struggle to even do that, then the duo team will split. Then we meet therapy animal, doctor pronouns. And yeah, the film did a great job making her look like every therapist ever. Not to mention the cops here are hella weird. So one cop is scared of their partner because the partner's a rat. Another cop tries to...
Therapists don't even look like therapists no more. Your therapist might fuck around and be a bad bitch from Instagram that got an OnlyFans. Promise you. You gonna go into that therapy session, you thinking that you finna meet some Catherine that lives in a residential area, 55 years old, been doing this for 25 plus years. You fuck around, you meet some shorty straight out of New York City, out of the Bronx, fresh OnlyFans page, got a whole Instagram page, booty fat as hell, curvy, probably even did some video vixen work back in the day, probably like 5 years ago, or Shorty probably work at Magic City, and she like early 30s, 25, 27. That's the therapist these days. I promise you, everything is changing. Soon our therapist is gonna be robots.
Commit murder because their partner smiled, and this one can't stop eating his partner. Man, how did any of these animals become cops, let alone get a job? What are your issues? I don't have any, I'm perfect. Notice how she didn't put pronouns in her Instagram bio and didn't state her partner's pronouns? And as for this performative male who pretends to act nonchalant when deep down it's because he's insecure. And because Judy never listens, she says we need to keep disobeying the chief and pull off some...
What's wrong with being insecure? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm hella insecure about a lot of stuff. That could change. But at the end of the day, with insecurity comes power. Because then once you recognize what you're insecure about, it ain't no stopping you. You can figure out those insecurities and you can handle them like that. But if you feel like you're not insecure, or you think you're not insecure, and you can't even pinpoint out one insecurity, more than likely you're going to bump into 20 more that you thought that you never had. I promise you, we all insecure about something. Some of us more than others. But there's nothing wrong with being insecure. As long as it doesn't impede on your life or anybody else's, there's nothing wrong with being insecure. That's something you can always take care of, but that comes with time. You don't got to rush that. That's not something you could rush even if you wanted to. Work on yourself. Become better.
Crazy shit to prove we're a good team and we belong together, while Nick says we should just listen and stay nonchalant and eventually it'll all be over. Then their co-workers start making fun of him. Calm down, you're not even 1 feet tall. And I get why seeing that from your colleagues can be frustrating, but can you really blame them? Think of it from their perspective. They're senior cops and then they suddenly see a rookie cop show up, solve one case, and all of a sudden they just not listen or follow orders and just do whatever they want. It's like, yeah, of course they're not gonna like you. Then the film shows us Nick living in some dirty ass apartment while we see Judy still in the same crib she was living in when she was still in police academy. And I know both haven't been cops for long, but I just felt bad that this is their living conditions and hope that it was a lot better. What's your relationship with that fox Nick? Do not intermix with other animals or your kid will get rabies. I just hope you're using protection. Okay, this is inappropriate. If he wanted to, he would. Oh. Yeah, this expression is way more relatable than you waking up all happy to go to work. And when Judy eats dinner, her portion is smaller than the size of a grape. Like, damn. Like, what is this? What is this? Guess inflation in Zootopia pretty bad too. Like the cover says carrots for one, but it's like one what? One ant? And it's funny, it says 0 grams of trans fat, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure there's 0 grams of everything else. Judy gon' get the malnutrition. And when she sees the same truck that the smuggler used on the news about the Linksley Journal, she looks more into it and turns out the reason why snakes are banned was because 100 years ago a snake killed a tortoise while stealing this journal. And this Joe Rogan wannabe predicts a snake will steal the Linksley Journal again. So Judy calls Nick and says, let's pull off some crazy shit and disobey Chief Bogo, and she enters his crib and is disgusted by his apartment.
Yeah, I love peanut butter. I could eat that shit dry. I ain't gonna lie. Just straight spoon that bitch.
This dirty brokey. And she takes a photo, but it's like, girl, your apartment ain't that much better either. Now, Nick obviously doesn't want to do it because if they don't pull it off, they will definitely be split up. But I'm not here to listen to your opinion. I do what I want. Fine. I'll, try not to crash. So they head to this Oscars wannabe like gala as we're introduced to the Linksleys, who are extremely wealthy. So wealthy you can pretty much see them as the elites of Zootopia society. Then the duo pulls up and sees an open door, and although Judy said they're just gonna snoop around a little, it was all a lie to get Nick inside the gala. But Nick be rocking that suit looking fresh. Oh, the 40's gonna love this.
Ain't the lions the king of the jungle? They the king of the safari. It should be the lions that's the elites and rich. If we going by like food chain. Now, if we going by food, yeah, if we going by food chain, yeah.
Then Judy ends up wearing a yellow dress, and in my opinion, she would have looked much better in a purple dress because then it would have matched her eyes, but that's just my opinion. I think we look kind of good together. Sorry, my type is Bad Bunny. Like he would ever date you. Yo, that punch was so unnecessary though. Like, why are we normalizing violence if we don't like what someone says? And as the duo enters, we see a shadow from the back. Now, Nick becomes a walking stereotype again, being a sly fox, and when Judy sees the journal in front of her, Chief Bogo appears. Whoa, wait. Why does Pig kinda... Yo, this pig kinda... Alright, hear me out. She kinda looks like that actress from Stranger Things, does she not?
Planning to publish your book?
There's a new actress
you
in
can
Stranger
reach
Things?
3 billion more readers. If you
Does she not?
Yeah, I gotta pee. I can't lie. I'll be right back.
Do y'all see it or am I tripping? Am I tripping? You don't see it? I'm a furry now, so am I a furry? Guess I'm a furry. Furry. Anyway, we're then introduced to one of the lynxes named Autistic Hello Kitty.
The suit cost a mil.
Well, you're rich, so you'll be fine. Yo, look at Judy's face. She looks like every girl's face when a creepy chop man tries hitting on them. But yeah, this dude is hella awkward and has negative aura, so while Judy should be—
I had girls give me a face that looked like that before. Nigga, I'm decent.
investigating, she actually instead decides to chill with him and also turns off all communication with Nick. Hey, what's her problem? Does she even listen to Nick even once in the entire film? Because it just seems like not listening to your partner is a common theme for her. So when Nick finds some snakeskin and tells Judy, she doesn't even hear him or want to listen despite it being her idea to convince Nick into sneaking into the gala.
Loser, you're gonna give dad a cortisol spike. We don't like you because you're acoustic.
Yes, I'm a Foyd. So the siblings start bullying his ass, but they're nice to their daddy because they want that inheritance money. And while Nick's finding more clues and discovers where the snake's at, Judy's just chilling doing nothing. And because she wasn't answering Nick, Nick goes to find her but encounters Bogo in the process, and as he gets kicked out, he exposes a snake who then reveals its identity to the gala prematurely. Snake! And isn't the scene in human terms considered racist? Like, imagine pointing at someone and going, Mexican, and just running away. Isn't that considered racist? So the snake takes Elder Hello Kitty and the journal, and Judy chases after him. Then using the facial recognition, the snake now has access to the journal.
Don't hurt him. Hurt him. You know why Snake banned? Cause of his ancestors.
So the snake says the journal can prove snakes are innocent, and he's doing this because he wants his family to be allowed to come back home. Then Nick shows up and knocks him out, but it's nice that Judy heard his side and believed him. But objectively, if you grew up your whole life with the media saying snakes are banned because they're evil, and when you finally see a snake for the first time, the first thing it does is kidnap someone and steal a journal, I'm just saying even I'd have a hard time believing him. And this is the most ridiculous part of the film, because if the elites acted all shocked and traumatized, the snake would have been arrested and Judy and Nick would have solved another case and wouldn't do any more therapy sessions. But instead, dude says kill the snake and tells Judy and Nick to file a report that the snake attacked them and burn the journal. But this is just ridiculous, because in real life there's no way in hell an elite that controls society would just expose themselves like that to a regular ass cop. So Judy responds by setting the place on fire. The snake then wakes up and accidentally bites Chief Bogo, and when Judy tries to help Bogo, it looks like she tried killing him from the other cop's POV.
This cop tried to kill him.
Man, you gonna snitch and be a liar? Talk about being unlikable. So the duo helps the snake escape, and some mystery animal comes along and takes him. Then Judy steals the journal herself and forces Nick to lose his job by taking him with her, as they then get taken away by the mafia rodent. I'm just saying Nick didn't do anything against the Hello Kitties, and if anything, knocked the snake out and saved the daddy Hello Kitty. And it was Judy who provoked them, stole the journal, and took Nick with her. And let's not forget, this was all Judy's idea. It was her idea to take Nick and sneak into the gala illegally, and now because Nick has gone against the elites, against his will, now he's lost his job, gonna serve a lot of time in prison, and even worse, death for going against the elites. And because the media is controlled by the elites, they create the narrative that Nick, Judy, and the snake are evil that tried to kill Chief Bogo and stole the journal, while the Hello Kitty family are seen as some helpless victims. What are you gonna do about this? My IQ is 2. Yo, it's low-key crazy that a Disney film is admitting that mayors and all political figures are bought and controlled. Like, imagine a parent having to explain to their kids watching this that you can't be president or mayor because they're all handpicked and bought and paid for by the elites.
Meanwhile, we got the Judy parents.
Y'all heard about the Epstein files? With nothing but mayors. Nothing but people in positions of power, but not elite power. That was all in that bitch. Just list after list after list. What, you thought they was paid? Maybe. But maybe they also had it in them. We all got a little something in us. It just depends on what kind. So, yeah, they could have been paid. Maybe they already was on the books. Also, it's not like this island was the first thing that ever happened. Everybody getting all excited about it. Nah, it's not the first thing that ever happened. If it happened on the island, it happened way back when too, somewhere else. It's just we ain't figured out about it until now. Because people are wanting to speak up, but see, speaking up in today's day and age is different than speaking up back then. Back then, people actually did say things. Back then, people actually did be loud. Back then, people actually did go out and march. Back then, people actually did want to expose and leaked confidential documents, files, and whatever, and government secrets. But in today's day and age, the whole world's secret. So no one is leaking anything for real. People is just giving crumbs, and the crumbs are barely enough to feed a rat, barely enough to feed a mouse. As a matter of fact, barely enough to feed a roach. So what we going off of? We just going off of complete, almost at this point, seem like theories. Now we know it's real, but the amount of evidence almost just seem like it's theories. So what is it to say if people ain't really gonna actually speak up and actually really get their hands dirty? What's the point of going crazy about it? That's why I haven't paid attention to them. I've seen them. I've heard them. I know it's all over the news. I know people still want to know the secrets and people still want to uncover the truth. But there's a lot of things to be uncovered. It's not even just that. This whole world needs to be uncovered. How about let's talk about this? Let's talk about why people are becoming worse and worse as the days go on and as New Year's come into fruition. Why are people getting worse and worse? And it doesn't have to be crime. It doesn't have to be, because everybody likes to talk about, well, back then crime was way more rampant. It doesn't have to be crime. It could just simply be as individuals, who we are as people, characters, how we treat each other on a microcosmic scale. Do y'all not know that even micro things that are micro, it doesn't have to be obtuse. Even things that are micro can, if it's done so much in such a grand scale, it can become obtuse as well. So if we all are treating each other differently in certain ways that maybe people don't detect, maybe it's a little undetectable, doesn't mean that it's not happening. And it doesn't mean that eventually the way that we're treating each other isn't going to start coming up to the surface and is really going to start showing, which I don't understand how it's not already at the surface. It's at the surface right now, but I guess it just hasn't grown and bloomed yet, but it's growing. The seed has already been planted. This world is not the same. People do not treat each other the same. Attitudes, how people greet each other, how people talk to each other, the social patterns, nothing is the same. It's not just the fact that people are dismissive of others. It's not just the fact that people is distant of others. It's not just the fact that people can't stand each other's existence. Because it seems like humans can't stand other humans' existence, period. It's like everybody want each other to be gone. That's the way I could put it. It's like everybody on planet Earth currently want everybody to just not exist. Everyone has this I just want to be the only one to exist mentality. And that is a big problem. Because you know why it's a big problem? And I'm not going to give you the cliche answer. It's a big problem because at the same time that a lot of these people just want to feel like the only ones to exist, a lot of these people want to exist with others as well. A lot of people want to make somebody else important as well. Look at the people that worship celebrities. Look at everybody that want to be with somebody that got the top spot. So at the same time as this world really hates everybody's existence, they love the existence of people, but it just depends on what group. So now we're meeting isolation. Now we're meeting social settings becoming obsolete. People segregating themselves. What's the number one way people get to know other people? Proximity. What happens when in that proximity or those proximities, those people make that proximity seem a lot larger and a lot more distant than what it is by the way they act and treat each other, by being dismissive and distant and unwanting of getting to know their peers or their neighbors or whoever may be? What happens to that proximity? The proximity grows smaller. The distance, no, the the amount of people that you can get to know grows smaller. The proximity gets larger. Even though they're right down the block, that person down the block don't like you. There's no reason. It's not like they know you. They just don't like you. And it may not simply because of anything. It may not be any personal vendetta. It's just simple. You are a stranger. And not in that sense of, oh, watch out. You, in the sense of you're just not appealing at all. First glance, you're not somebody they would even be interested in sitting down with, to have dinner with, go out on a date, talk to, share a piece of paper and notes, copy off of each other in class, hold the door open for, help. Maybe let's say you on crutches, help cross the street, or maybe let's say that's a manager or something, and you down on your luck, you can't find a job, you about to get kicked out of your house. You're not even interested enough for them to help you get a job. You're not interesting enough for them to even give you directions. I remember when I was walking in Atlanta and I tried to stop a girl because I wanted to ask her directions how to get back to Vine City because that's where I live, and she cold ignored me. And I called her. I was right there in front of her, right there. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Cold ignored me. That's her, and guess what? Billions more like her. But now imagine her and every other guy and girl in her proximity. They can't even, if that's how she is naturally, nobody actually truly has proximity to her, do they? Because no matter how close they are, she's gonna always have that ignorant, cold, nonchalant, I have no time for you, who are you, get the fuck away from me attitude. And yeah, of course you can't be nice to everybody. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's too extreme and it's forced. And it's not out of the protection of self, more so it's out of the animosity towards whatever it may be internally or whatever they may have got going on. So now it's kind of just everything is being projected onto whoever else. Whatever they got going on, projected. So what happens when everybody's projecting they fucked up feelings to onto anybody? They don't care. They don't care whether it's indirect or direct. What happens? Well, proximity isn't as proximity as it used to be. Why do you think statistically men and women aren't making as many friends or sexual partners? Why do you think so? Why do you think so? Even when we have the most people on earth and we supposed to be in this time in our lives, we the most close when it comes to proximity as we've ever been. Why is it that the friend groups and the love groups, why have they dwindled? But because people, it's simple. People just can't stand other people. It's that simple. So now you know what sucks. More than likely, even on a good day, you'll be able to find nobody. Most people will be alone. Most people will be single. Most people will not be able to have another person, a partner, a relationship, a friend, a close friend. Nothing. This is the world we're heading into. And as much as, yes, you should not be giving yourself to strangers, as much as that is true, it is also true that you also should open up your mind more. As much as it is true that you shouldn't just give yourself to strangers, it is also true you should open up your mind more. Have a better attitude. Attract more positive by being more positive.
Being boomers that sent her the shit emoji.
And Nick breaks her phone to prevent the police from tracking them, and yo, look at her face. She's like, do you know how many tiny carrots I could have bought with the amount you just broke?
And later they take into the sweatshop workers that make the off-brand Gucci.
And this is where Road and Mafia gives them new identities and a truck to go hide and lay low and live a new life. But Judy's stubborn ass, I'm gonna change the world looking ass says no, so instead they get introduced to the Joe Rogan wannabe podcaster. And Nick again says no, this is a bad idea, but Judy promises if they don't find out why the elites framed the snakes in 24 hours, they'll bail and go into hiding.
I'm trying to get freaky. Oh yeah?
And the duo seem pretty relaxed and chill considering they're both wanted criminals that lost their jobs and are hated by the world now. Then we get this scene as Nick calls the animal a seal, which gets offended, then Nick gets corrected it's a sea lion, and the podcaster says he's not from around here. And when I watched this in theaters, I swear nobody was laughing, and I was like, why is a seal so aggressive? And I hope I'm wrong, but the energy and vibe this gave me was if Nick misgendered someone and didn't say their correct pronouns. And moving on, we meet a walrus that gives them a ride. But during the ride, the sea lion Karen snitches their whereabouts as the duo goes to a dirty ass ship. I'm not scared of anything.
Look, an Asian.
Yo, this shot is wild.
Her mouth look like the alligator. You like that shit? Maybe if you pull it harder. Brother, ugh.
I usually skip this part. So they enter a secret area where only reptiles live and meet this lizard over here that be aura farming, and they're forced to eat some worms because it's disrespectful.
That's Rango.
They refuse.
I know Rango.
First.
Oh, and Nick gets the wrong one.
Then they proceed to make faces that will make
The 40s very happy.
bleh. They actually ate it. And Aura Farmer says the answer you're looking for is on the cover because it's made of metal that only snakes can see. Then he also mentions Hello Kitty plans on expanding Tundra Town, and this time all the reptiles in hiding will be wiped out. And is it just me that finds it crazy you gonna ban all reptiles after one incident? Because that's like if a person commits murder and then you go, okay, what race are you? Because now we're gonna ban that entire race thanks to you.
Then suddenly the police show up so they escape through the back door.
Watch me lose aura. Yo, I'm just saying, if I knew I ran like that, you would never see me running. Ever. Then the snake takes the journal, Judy and Nick runs from the cops, and Joe Rogan tells him do not follow the snake through the red line because you will drown.
I love you.
Love? You just met them. You don't even know what that means. Go chop down a tree and build a dam or something. Talking about love. What are you, Anna from Frozen? Anyway, Judy's stubborn ass doesn't listen and goes to drown despite Nick trying to stop her. And look at dude's face. He's like,
I hope no one saw that because I'm not trying to get fired.
so they go down this water slide looking thing, and Judy fails to capture the snake and starts drowning, but it was thanks to Nick that saves her from dying, and this is what happens next. Say sorry for putting me through this shit.
No, did a little fox get his feelings hurt?
Girl, you dragged me to the gala, ignored me when I needed you, made me lose my job by going against the elites, and even when I save you from drowning to give you a K-drama moment, you gonna say you did nothing wrong, and this is the thanks I—
You know what's crazy? Everything I just said, Judy Hopps is a perfect example of people today. Judy Hopps is a perfect example of a lot of girls today. I'll get into that another time, but Judy Hopps is a perfect example of a lot of girls and a lot of people today. A lot of people. Of course, guys too, but I usually see it in girls the most. But Judy Hopps is a perfect example. Judy Hopps is a perfect example. And this is pretty much why the world is the way it is.
get. Yo, if
It's a good component. It's small, but it's bigger than what you think.
I'm Nick, I'm getting an apology or I'm leaving her ass. Say sorry.
Well, I'll never listen to you or take accountability, so...
Yo, no way Judy was like this in the first movie. I refuse to believe Judy was like this in the first movie. Anyway, they meet some druggy goats that tell them the snake's hideout is up on the top of the cliff, so they get to climbing. But because the journey up is hella boring, Nick tries to banter with Judy, but she only gets rage baited into snatching the gift she gave him. But Judy, if you gave it as a gift, why are you snatching it away from him? You gave it, so it's his now. If I buy an iPhone for my best friend, alright, all of a sudden I'm not just gonna take it away from him and snatch it away whenever I just don't like how he's using it. It's like, no, I gave it as a gift, and because I gave it as a gift, it's his now, and he can do whatever he wants with it, whether I like it or not. But for Judy, giving a gift means taking it back whenever she feels like it, because she goes in to snatch it again, and this results in the recording pen falling off and breaking. I remember watching this in cinemas, and so many people gasped when this happened. They were like, Then Judy gets upset like it's Nick's fault when it would have never happened if she didn't snatch the gift she gave in the first place. Then the broken recording pen is used as a clue for the cops to find out where they're at. So while Judy finds more evidence the reptiles are innocent, Nick finds out quickly that the cops have found them. Judy, we're cooked.
What?
I figured out something in life early. Well, kind of early. It doesn't matter if they did it first. As long as they see that you did it too, it is all on you. It doesn't matter if they did it first, so you did it in retaliation. As long as they see that you did it too, it is all on you.
What?
We gotta leave now. And she's like, really? And continues to ignore his ass. Man, why can't she just grab all the evidence and run away and look at it later? What the hell is she doing looking at him right now and ignoring Nick? Then Nick says the case is not worth dying for, but Judy believes the world will be a better place if we did the right thing, while Nick disagrees and says the world is how it is, and being a hero won't change the world. And as much as I want to agree with Judy's optimistic way of thinking, I agree with Nick. Because do you think anyone in the Epstein files are going to prison? Of course not. So the files are out and not a single one of them are going to prison, thus proving we don't dictate society, they do. And Judy's belief that if you do the right thing, the world can change for the better, as nice as that sounds, I just think any regular citizen that tries to make actual change would just end up getting Charlie Kirk. So Nick pretty much tells Judy you can't change the world, and she gets so dramatic you would think she said we're breaking up or I don't want to see you again, but all she said was,
I guess we are different. Then the cops pour up and these girls with anger issues start destroying the whole house. And we then meet the failure Hello Kitty,
who's working with the snake to take down his family.
Then Judy gets shot and knocks out, then is taken by Snake and Autistic Cat and is separated from Nick. Let's go. Daddy?
I like snow bunnies. Using steroids is gay. I am gay. Then Zaddy Hello Kitty shows up and says we do whatever we want and who's gonna believe you, and says they gonna kill Judy.
Hey you.
And because autistic Hello Kitty's DNA was found alongside the snake, the Hello Kitty family starts suspecting he's helping the snake.
Meanwhile,
Gary the snake makes Judy hella uncomfortable, puking all over her. Yeah, if someone puked on me too, I'd make that face as well. Oh, she is disgusted. Then he says he carries an anti-venom pen in case anyone gets poisoned, as we then see Autistic Cat's secret hideout as he keeps proving why he has no aura. And Gary explains they became friends because he sent them a letter, and Acoustic was the first to read it. Now let's read the letter. It says, Dear Linksley, may I see the journal you'll display at the gala? It holds a family secret. Sincerely, Gary the Snake. Yo, is that snake dumb? So it clearly knows that Linksleys don't like snakes and have some grudge or whatever reason have hatred against reptiles. And you're still gonna send a letter going, I know you don't like us and you banned us, but can I please see the journal? Please, it has a family secret. Please? What? And not only is the snake naive and dumb, but then he tries becoming the Superman wannabe by using his vision to see the family secret, while Judy finds out Zootopia's weather walls were created by a snake. And not just any snake, Gary's great-grandmother, who wanted all animals to feel welcome, so that journal isn't the Linksley's, that journal actually belongs to Gary's great-grandmother. And when she chose Elder Hello Kitty as an investor, he pretty much stole her idea, removing her original patent and making a new one replacing it, but the housekeeper tortoise sees it because she's nosy, then is killed by Elder Kitty, who then blames it on the granny reptile. And because Elder Kitty controls the media convinces everyone snakes are evil and reptiles must be banned, and eventually all reptiles were forced to leave as Elder Kitty wipes the reptiles home.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I think my monitor off crack or something. Like, this shit been tweaking for a long time. Somebody done fed my monitor fentanyl.
Off the map. But turns out the original patent didn't burn and Granny Reptile hid it somewhere in her home. And because Gary can see where the Snake Town is buried using the journal, they can now find the original patent and reveal the truth. But wait. Isn't a tortoise a reptile? So because it was reported a reptile killed another reptile, therefore all reptiles are evil and must be banned? So because of friendly fire, you're telling me all reptiles got banned? Because a reptile killed another reptile? What? So their next plan is to go inside the weather walls and turn on a switch that will help them find Gary's great-grandmother's crib. But thanks to Acoustic Hello Kitty's phone, the other kitties find his location and gets the cops on his ass.
You want to eat some dumpling?
I hope you dropped the soap. And that's not the bully from Judy's childhood Gideon Gray, right? Surely not. Then Nick encounters Joe Rogan again and opens up he told Judy it's not worth dying for because Judy's the only friend he has and he doesn't want to lose her. Boy, y'all should kiss already. Guys and girls can't be friends.
Unless one of them ugly.
So thanks to Joe Rogan, they break out of prison and we get a quick cameo of the sheep villain from the first film.
I use my own fur to wipe my own ass.
Then Nick unintentionally frees everyone out of prison. So all the prisoners are free, making Zootopia the next Gotham City now, and Nick gets his buddy Flash to give him a ride to help Judy. Listen, I don't think this is Now, because the cops are
right behind Judy. Nick asks Donut Leopard to track the cops' location that are following Judy, and Leopard Jonah Hill accidentally gets a staff abducted, then gives the cops location. So Judy and friends head to some Coachella-looking event, and as they head to the wall, Zaddy Kitty figures out what they're up to and orders the cop to kill Judy. Turn Judy into rabbit meat now! And although this cop never liked Judy, she decides not to pull the trigger, so a hippo's fat ass does it for her, and just when you think Judy's about to die, Nick comes to the rescue and saves her. And Judy's like, who's that? Anyway,
Then they enter the weather room and turns on the switch and find the reptile elder's crib. I feel great. Thank you.
and turns out the acoustic Hello Kitty was the villain this whole time.
I wanted to poop with you, not kill you. I gotta prove my worth to my daddy so I can be accepted as a true Hello Kitty. Goodbye, Foyd.
Then Acoustic decides to kill Nick and Joe Rogan and takes Gary's anti-venom pen, so there's no way they can cure the poison.
Stop, I'll let you sniff my feet. You can be different.
I don't want to be different. Yo, what is this film trying to say? That valuing family is bad and that if you want to be good, you have to be different?
Wait, toodaloo, Justin Bieber.
Then we see Judy struggling and yeah.
A lot of people don't want to be different. And it's not, guess what? It's not external. It's not an external difference that people don't want to be. It's an internal difference. Yo, many people could probably say a lot of things about me, but one thing people can't say is that I don't try to change. And if they do say that, it's because they don't know me. They know me of one moment. I'm going to say that again. If they do say that, it's because they don't know me. They know me only of one moment. Don't give a fuck about what nobody think they know about you that only know you of one moment.
Ah, damn. Good Lord, have mercy. Yo, them furries are eating good. What is this? People want to talk about Kim Kardashian creating unrealistic beauty standards for women, but you got a Disney rabbit in a kid's movie with insane booty cheeks.
Yo, what the?
I ain't gonna lie. I seen plenty of Jones built like this. It's not fiction.
Hell?
Yeah, this movie's for furries confirmed. And when Nick's about to turn into a fur coat, Gary uses Judy to become warm again so he can move freely, and as Nick be fighting for his life, Gary tells him to give him the anti-venom pen. So Nick, like a good boy, tries to get it, but then this happens.
Bro, snow bunnies ain't worth it.
Well, mine is.
Yeet. So Fox give antidote to Snake, Snake then save Snow Bunny, then Snow Bunny and Snake go save a Nick.
Yeah, yeet.
Hello?
Man, y'all can't tell me there is nothing there between them when they be looking at each other like that. Yo, they got so much tension between them, even Gary's getting all uncomfortable.
I'm gonna rub one out.
I don't care if our babies will look weird. I just wanted them with you. Then Judy opens up that she constantly feels like she has to prove herself out of the fear that the stereotypes are right and says nobody matters more to her than Nick because he believed in her even at times she didn't believe in herself. And I'm so glad they added the scene because without this, Judy would have looked pretty damn unlikable in this film.
So although she didn't take accountability, it was still very nice to see such a
I ain't gonna lie. That's like the old man try to get the woman to hell. You do everything, but it's only like it got to be the right places, right times, right girl. Because most girls ain't gonna give you the chance to try this much and put in this much effort to then be like, you know what? I see the potential. Nah, which is not wrong with it. I'm not saying, but I am saying that if you want to sit there and you want to put in your effort, you want to put the gas on it, no brakes, and you want to try to prove yourself to a shorty, you got to find you that one, bro. Other than that, it's nothing. Most girls not gonna let you prove a damn. So be careful. Be careful. Don't just give your time and energy to what's unwanted.
some moment like this, and the film would have been even better
If it's
they
not
had more
wanted.
wholesome scenes like this.
But holy plot armor, that acoustic cat is still not dead.
As both the cat and Nick rob this poor polar bear. Yay, kishik ya!
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
That go for the girls too. And you know, that go for all girls. You know, a lot of gorgeous girls out here, a lot of pretty girls out here. Y'all give y'all time to what's unwanted, what ain't wanted. And then it's like, it's a weird pattern. It's like guys, girls will give their time to what's unwanted, not wanted, not give it to what is wanted and unwanted. And there's no, like I said, that's just human. But the secret is finding the ingredient. The secret is finding where your notch is. So nobody is saying, because we all want somebody that look good. I don't care who you are. If you ever say you don't care about looks or you don't got a type, you full of shit. You have a type. Even if you don't have a type, it's something you looking for. It's something specific. And even if it's not specific, it's at least something more it's at least something more on the lines of specific to you as who you are. So we all got a type of something. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. We gonna like our type more than we like what's not. That's just a fact. But what I say by find your notch is still be in the line of what you like, but choose it careful. Be more wise on what you pick. And make sure it doesn't just have that one quality, which is being your type. Make sure it has other qualities that overrides and supersedes the superficiality. Superficiality is there, right? There, what you like. But it got other things that is there as well that supersedes that will create for a partner, for somebody that you can actually be with, you can actually connect with, not just somebody you think look good. That goes for man or woman. That's one. And two is something that is not hard to do. Trying and find something of whatever it may be. If you can't do that first step, try to find something of whatever it may be that isn't really necessarily your type. And try and see what substitutes. Try and see what you can see that makes you feel like there's something about them that you can be, let's just be honest, satisfied enough to where even though it's not your type, it's something of type in it that gravitates to you where you can give it a chance. There's always something you can find about somebody. You just gotta look. But if you close your mind off, then it'll only always just be your type. And to those kind of people, nothing ever truly really worked good with those kind of people because they're only focused on one kind of category. And I'm sorry to let you know this, but that's not going to do nothing for you but keep you in the same spot.
You useless piece of shit! But Dada, I was trying to help. I was going to destroy the original patent like a good boy. For you, Zaddy!
And just when dude thought he finally got his daddy's acceptance, yo, look how happy he looks. I kind of feel bad for him now, because all he wanted to do was be accepted by his family, but unfortunately this is not his movie, nor is he the main character, so he couldn't even enjoy his little moment. Oh shit.
Noodles!
Then Joe Rogan tells Steroid Mayo if he's just gonna stand there and do nothing. Then we get a Shining movie reference, and it's like, okay, but why?
But the Nick and Judy pour up in a vehicle because they want to kill his ass.
And somehow he's able to outrun the vehicle for quite a while. But eventually they catch up and Hello Kitty starts choking him. But that's when Gary shows up and knocks him out while the horse mayor takes out the other Hello Kitties. Now, Acoustic Kitty says no one will believe you over us and nothing you do matters, and although there's a lot of truth in what he's saying, this is a Disney movie, so they're gonna make sure we get a happy ending even if it'll never happen in real life. So they find the original pattern, but Acoustic Kitty's not done because he wants to be called
good boy by his zaddy.
but then he gets knocked out by the piggy cop. Hit him again, we won't tell. So Judy and Nick solves another case as they're no longer wanted criminals and won't be split up as a team. Then the elites get arrested, meaning the reptiles in hiding won't be kicked out of their homes. And Acoustic Kitty never got accepted by the family, but instead becomes the prison's punching bag. Then Tundra Town reopens as Gary and his family now have a place they can call home again. As the movie ends with Nick gifting Judy the gift she gave him, fixing the recording pen as they hunt down the escaped prisoners Nick accidentally released. Man, just look at the way they looking at each other. Am I crazy for thinking that they clearly look like they like each other? Am I crazy, chat? Also, the fact that they risked their lives and they went through all that and solved this ridiculous case, getting the elites in prison, and the reward for that is just they don't split up. That's it. No bonus, no promotion, no nothing. You just, okay, great, you solved a crazy case. You're not gonna split up now. That's it?
That's it. The reward was pretty underwhelming. Then we get an end credit scene of Judy's roommates gooning.
Try to last more than 2 minutes this time.
And we pretty much get confirmation there will be a Zootopia 3. So I actually thought this movie would be pretty bad, considering I was like, there's no way it could live up to the first film. So my expectations when coming to the theaters to watch it was very little to zero. And yeah, it was much better than I thought. Overall, obviously, it's not as good as the first, and the comedy could have been much better at times, but overall, it was very enjoyable. The plot was well written, and the characters were in detail, so, you know, I think anyone of any ages, whether you're a kid or an adult, would have clearly enjoyed the film. But yeah, that's my take. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any thoughts, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. It's been your boy KC, and yeah, until next time.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, y'all. If you made it to the end, I'm hoodied up. Jay Merciful got his hood over his head.
These villains lie and they fight for the title.